Live.
What's up? What's up? I didn't even know.
I know. I was like, oh, good intro. Oh, yeah. I want to get the recordings done. So in that first minute above our things, it says, "You got 1 minute till the,"
Yeah, something crazy. Yeah.
But I do want to sit there like next to tomorrow or whenever I can think of it. Like I want to sit with my other phone next to it while I'm playing that, so I can. Because they say all the things we need to say. We just have to change it and insert our stuff and make it out.
I got you. I'm running late because I got my hair did.
It's okay. I think everyone's late. I don't
Fresh
even
to
know
death.
if yes, you're fresh to death. I don't even know if we're gonna. Oh, someone joined us. Someone's here.
Yeah, I just posted on our server.
Okay, good. I didn't post anywhere. I'm sorry. I've been running around like an idiot today.
We have had a day.
I drove home from Denver today, so I got home like just in the nick of time.
That's okay. It's work Wednesday.
It's work Wednesday. I've been working. I mean, that's what kept me down in Denver is I kept getting on the computer to work on things and even still forgot to do some things. I need to actually make a note of something I need to do as soon as I'm done here.
Oh. I'm looking at Reddit right now. I've said I wanted to learn more about Reddit.
Are you looking at the thing we were just talking about before we went on? I mean, I have a couple of different perspectives on this. What's up, Nexus?
Hey, Nix.
It's work Wednesday.
It's work Wednesday.
We're trying to work.
We got some work to do.
It's wacky.
I do want to like fill out like
Wednesday, I think.
What's up, Dusty? I want to fill out like page 1 of our book though. Like we could probably do that.
Oh, let me go grab mine.
Yes,
grab your book. Welcoming.
We got a business book that we both now own, and we're gonna fill it out together. I don't know. Hopefully, it does us some good.
I almost just like I tripped as I was like running up my step to grab my book. I almost ate face planted into my refrigerator. Could have been a whole thing. I'm
looking at the Am I the Asshole page on Reddit right now. I'm addicted to these stories.
All right.
I don't know where the story came from that I did on Monday. I like that idea of like, and I want to put if I can figure it out, I want to put a poll on our Spotify for this one. But where she was like, I didn't reveal the gender at first, but I said, if your significant other left you in the woods to die with a bear, would they still be your significant other?
If you make it out alive.
If you make it out alive. I think there's a lot of bias to that question because I think people think that if it's a woman that takes off running, that's okay. And as a woman, I'm going to have to disagree with you.
I think either way, if you don't give your significant other a heads up, that
at least grab their arm, do something.
That you're gonna like hightail it, like
Yeah.
at least give me like the eyes. Like at least if you're my significant other, I know I can read in your eyes what you're thinking, and we're gonna take off together. Not you take off with the dog.
Right. Oh goodness. Okay. I don't know how things work in some of y'all's households. But this one is a good one. I'm gonna read it in a minute. Because I'm addicted to it, and I just figure it's work Wednesday, and we do what we want here. So I'm gonna read it. But in my house, first of all, my husband is doing the dishes for the umpteenth time right now. I can't. I mean, I'll be like, I'll do the dishes, and then I just can't make it into the kitchen to do those dishes. I do things around the house that are like things that are ignored, like sometimes I'll dust, and I often sweep and get all the dog hair in places. I did that a little bit today, stuff like that. But we also like just kind of do the adult things in the house that need to be done as they need to get done. And one of the adult things that we do on our own is our own laundry. So I already feel like I know where I'm going to side on this, but here is the Reddit that I'm looking at right now. It's, am I the asshole? Again, I'm not going to reveal gender here. I'm going to try to keep it out. I'm going to see if I can do it. Okay. So I know this sounds trivial, but I'm a little upset and I don't know if I should be apologizing or standing my ground. My 37-year-old significant other just moved in with me, 24. Things have been going okay aside from the occasional bickering. Okay, listen. If you live with somebody, y'all gonna bicker. That's it. That's life. I mean, choose whether or not you want to live by yourself.
Yeah. Hello.
Okay. So my significant other has a ton of clothes. And when they moved in, they moved everything in with garbage bags and laundry baskets. The last 2 weeks or so, I had spent hours doing their laundry, folding, hanging stuff up. I just can't keep up. There's too much, and it's too unorganized. I have one washer and one dryer. They will leave clothes in the dryer for days. Not sure if they expect me to fold them or what. Well, I had to wash my clothes, and they had been in the wash for maybe about 15 hours, and clothes get a weird smell if they do. Don't leave your clothes in the washing machine. That's gross. Or just rewash it before you throw it in the dryer, because you're going to smell funky if you don't.
And even if once you dry it and you wash it again,
you can't ever get that smell out.
No, it takes a few. I've accidentally done it, and
I work during the day, so I didn't really have time to fold their laundry. I just moved the clothes from the dryer to the bed so I could put my clothes in the dryer. They lost it and said, you can't fold clothes when they're cold, as in not fresh out of the dryer. Wait, that's your argument, that you can't fold clothes when they're cold? Oh, I don't know.
I've got
a argument. And I wasn't doing them any favors moving it, and that they'd never do that to me. Okay. Basically said they would have to rewash everything. Not sure why. They're coming out of the dryer, not out of the washer. Okay. Well, of course, they'd never do that to me because I remove my clothes once they're done. But that's beside the point. Am I the asshole for taking the clothes out of the dryer and not folding them?
No.
Nah.
No.
I'm going to say no on that.
Sister, we are doing reading a Reddit, and the summation of that is this person an asshole for not taking their significant or for not folding their significant other's laundry after it had been in there for a period of time? Significant other was bitching that person couldn't fold their clothes, or questioning it after that person had taken time and energy to already try and help them fold and organize their stuff when they moved in.
And she said, I don't fold my clothes. She said, fuck folding.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. Sorry, I was responding to it.
No, I was talking about your look in the comments. She said, I don't fold my clothes.
But you don't have a significant other also jocking you for your washer dryer and doing your own laundry. Like, here's the thing. I have a roommate. I have been definitely guilty of leaving my shit in the dryer. The washer, I will, like I do my stuff. So it's like, anyway, I have definitely left it in that washer and had to re-rinse it. Not once, but probably twice.
Yeah.
And but I've never jammed her up of not finishing, being able to do her stuff. I do, however, hang a lot of my clothing to dry. And so that will hang in the laundry room for extended periods of time. I actually came home after a few days and I had left it and had been already hanging for a while. And she folded my laundry for me. And I was like, because I folded her like before, just, I don't care.
I just think that the expectation shouldn't be there.
There is
exactly.
I don't expect her to fold mine. She does not expect me to fold hers.
Right,
you know, like no.
Just put a bit of pot. Listen, I have clothes that,
as long as you don't put them on the floor, I don't care.
I have clothes that my significant other took out of the dryer and put, you know, when you walk in my house, there's that little bench right there. They've been sitting there for a week. I do not expect him to fold my clothes or put my clothes away or do anything with my clothes.
But I also don't expect him to care if my shit's laying there either.
Yeah, like also I need to move it into my space so that it's not in the common areas of my house. So I'll probably do that soon.
Yes, I did that. I did that at my house when she folded my clothes and put them into the basket. So I took the basket up to my room, so it's not just sitting in the middle of the hallway.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. I mean, you just can't expect people to do things for you, and if you do expect people to do the things for you, then you need to go back home and live with your mom.
I guess that's one thing that's what our parents like when we were teenagers. My sister and I used to throw our clothes around, and my mom finally was like, girls, I just washed this outfit and I know you didn't wear it in that 24 hours. So it's on the floor. Y'all can wash your own. And she taught us how to run the washer, and we started doing our own laundry. When we
even make your own laundry detergent.
We do now. I wouldn't say back then we do.
But
yes.
You do now.
I do now.
I do. Impressive, everybody. Well, I've told this story before where I was engaged to a guy when I was younger in my 20s, and he would come home from his nasty ass job as a mechanic and just take his clothes off right next to the laundry hamper. Like, what? You can't make the effort to put it in there? So I was like, if you don't put it in there, I'm not going to wash it. And then on Monday, he didn't have any underwear. And I was like, it sounds like a personal problem. I told you to put your clothes in the basket. Only clothes in the basket make it to the washing machine. And then after that, I didn't have any other problems. I think if we had to take a poll, I think everybody could guess the dynamic here. I don't know. What do y'all think? Probably, well, now you probably can't because I just probably gave it away, but I don't know.
Oh, of that situation, I would definitely also say that it was female moving into male helping female, and male freaking out that female is or female freaking out that male did not continue to help her with her stuff.
Oh, you think it's that way? I see. I thought I gave it away, but no, it's not that way at all.
Oh, is it? It's not. It's the other way.
It's the older man needing some girl to take care of him in his house. Remember, he's in his 30s and she's in her mid-20s too. That's gross. Y'all, if you're in your 30s, do your own laundry and don't get mad when nobody folds it for you.
No.
That's not how life works. You got to hire people for that. Okay.
You have expectations for someone to do something the way you want them, pay them.
And give them specific instructions on how
and
you want
tell them exactly. I'm like, don't touch my laundry. I wash and I hang dry things. Yeah. I hang dry some things and don't hang. Don't touch my laundry.
So that was your dose of trash today.
And that's the Cannabis Closet with Canna Queen and MJ. Y'all, it's Work Wednesday, and we are not doing anything with any specific agenda today. I don't think.
I have a couple of news stories. This one, we're going to talk about a couple of these news stories that are out. But yeah, we didn't have a specific agenda at all. I got some trace paper today, so I have that in my possession.
Okay. You have the one. I sent you the picture of the most current one, right?
I think so. Maybe I'll have to check.
I'll send it again, and then we can talk about.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna draw the other character that we've talked about.
Oh, you want to do the okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I want to do that one. I want to try to figure it out.
Cool.
But I can't draw worth a shit, so I'm gonna trace it. That's what I'm going to do. Well, I'm going to find some likenesses of where I want to go.
Cool.
Hopefully. And then trace it.
Right. And I can go in and clean up too.
Yeah.
And then we'll digitize it.
So, before we move forward, I just want to say that any news stories that we did not have a hand in writing, and any opinions of others are not the direct or expressed opinions of the Cannabis Closet or Canna Queen or MJ. And so I just want to say that before I read news stories, because I don't want nobody to get heated at us. I didn't write this. Okay. So first things first, we've been talking about it, and there are more and more stories coming out. I'm just looking to see if there's anything on Marijuana Moment.
My sister wanted to throw out there that her old company that she used to work for has been invested in by Jay-Z. He has invested into their
nice
payment system.
Okay. What does that mean?
I don't know. So they're trying to expand, and apparently into a different part of the market. And I guess that's the part that Jay-Z is investing in.
I did see that he was investing in cannabis, but I did not realize it was this cannabis payment company. Okay, so he's just investing in their company. 200. Oh wait, that's how much they're valued at right now. When did this story come out? Hold on, let me just make sure it's recent enough. An hour ago. Okay, that's pretty fucking recent. Let's pull it up. I just woke this computer up moments ago, so
I don't even have my behind the scene open.
He's investing $19 million in FlowHub. Strategic funding is what they're calling it. Come on. No, there's more than that. It's still loading.
Nothing but nice over here, sister. You know that. That's why I'm just refraining from not saying anything.
I'm not saying anything mean.
I'm just.
Have I said anything mean?
Yeah. No.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Sometimes I don't know. FlowHub's now valued at $200 billion. It helps dispensaries process transactions, track inventory. It's a seed to sale situation, for the most part.
Yes, for the most part. They are trying I think Weed Baps, or was it Weed Baps that just went into, or is trying to get into the actual payment system part, so that attached to their processing system. So I think that's the direction that they're going in. Is that
they're working with Headline, Poseidon, and Sean Jay-Z Carter, according to their Instagram post. It's his first dive into the cannabis industry.
Jay-Z's.
Yeah. Oh, is not. He created a brand. I was like, this doesn't make sense. He created a brand called Kaliva, high-end luxury cannabis. It doesn't really say much. It doesn't really get too much into it, but yeah, it looks like he's jumping in. I mean, a lot of people are. Justin Bieber also is jumping into cannabis investment. And also, if y'all don't know, what's up, Audrey? Also, if you didn't know, Drika, who is Kevin Gates' wife, also has a cannabis venture. She's working in a farming and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Nice.
I'd like to see all of them invest in cannabis in the way that it helps us rise, and not just helps them rise.
Indeed. And that's what we hope for every company that is in this industry.
So that's interesting. We were just recently talking about psychedelics. This is an older story, came out last month, I guess, but top federal drug officials discuss the rise in psychedelic use and the need to study marijuana from dispensaries. Yes, please, and thank you. The studies that have been done on cannabis in the past in the United States, in the more recent-ish past in the United States, has been on mostly on one place growing this kind of it's ditchweed, really, cannabis.
Oh, NIDA?
Yeah. And so then they're testing this cannabis that is not the same quality of cannabis that we use. It's not even close.
Right.
So they do absolutely need to do this. Let's see what they're saying here. I haven't had a chance to read this because I have not been here to do it. There are lots of studies that are demonstrating the therapeutic effects of psychedelics, which could lead to more people experimenting with them. I'm kind of paraphrasing as I go, so just stick with me here. I'll copy this link and throw it in. Let's see. So the top federal drug official said that in an interview with Marijuana Moment that they need to do more research. She said scientists should be allowed to investigate products from state legal dispensaries instead of using only government-grown plants. She's not wrong. She mentions NIDA, which is the National Institute on Drug Abuse, or this story does. She also spoke in a Thursday interview about decriminalizing drug possession, and her surprise that teen marijuana use has not increased as more states enact legalization. Surprise.
Hey, Will.
You know,
yeah,
we weren't surprised, but
of course not.
You know, what's up? I'm sorry. I was about to call you William because my eyes were not working. What's up, Wilson? My eyes were like not working for a minute. I was like, that doesn't say William. This is
the lights. Okay. I can't. My stupid lights like right now blinding me. So, and I have to lean in too to read as well. So then I get blinded by my light as I'm trying to read the small print.
Right. I think it's because I went from this to that, and then it just didn't work. I have 20/20 vision, everybody. So
I was there seeing you get it done.
Yeah, I saw it happen. It was the dopest thing that's ever happened, and also the scariest. It's the most blind I've ever been in a few seconds, and it was kind of scary because it was like so dark that I couldn't even imagine a picture. That's how dark it was when they did the.
I saw it too because it was on the screen and went and it was gone. It was blackness. And I was like, "Holy shit, she's freaking out!" And
yeah,
like, and then it was back. I was like, "Oh my god!"
I was like, "Oh my god!" Yeah, but he was like, "Don't worry," and he was pretty, so I just trusted him automatically.
I know that did help. I do agree.
Very pretty.
Did give you the warning, but I'm sure it was still crazy. Fuck, because I was on the other side, friends, watching.
It's a weird experience. So they are monitoring the future. A long-term epidemiology study highlights the patterns of behavior for the use of legal and illicit drugs, and its latest iteration found that past year use of psychedelics like psilocybin and LSD among college students nearly doubled from 2019 to 2020, from 5% to 9%. So more people are experimenting with psychedelic drugs. And so the government's like, we need to know what these things do.
The thing is, they already know what they do. They did those tests.
They did those studies. Yeah. Y'all are acting like we don't know that you did that. So crazy. At the same time, the past 30-day alcohol use in that group decreased from 62% in 2019 to 56% last year.
Whoa.
It could likely be explained because of the pandemic. Young people tend to drink more in social settings. But what's to account for the abrupt change in behavior when it comes to psychedelics? Well, let me explain it to you. Also, psychedelics can be very well enjoyed in non-social settings when you're all by yourself. As our guest Randall was speaking from a spiritual and shamanistic perspective, that when he consumes in larger doses, and he consumes in a dark room in silence by himself so that he can go to the other side and have the experience that he needs in that moment and or wants. Probably
So
both.
he's using them with a purpose
Yes.
for answers versus what people, I think people assume, or what people are looking for when they say magic mushrooms, is that trippy experience, or my experience has been immense laughter, and but in an amount that wasn't where it took me to the other side. It was just enough to send me into a different space.
Right. Well, and also think about the fact that because of this pandemic, this is the story I'm sharing with you guys. Because of the pandemic, a lot of people are facing and addressing their mental health, and psychedelics kind of go hand in hand with that in a lot of cases. So people are definitely looking to using psychedelics as potentially a part of their healing journey.
Yes.
And
I
so
think
that's why you see the increase. And alcohol is not healing. Well, I'm going to take that back a little bit, because actually there was a whole documentary on Netflix a while back. I don't know how long ago I watched this, but it was about how when beer was first discovered, it was considered very medicinal. So I can't say that fully, but we do know now that an excessive consumption of alcohol is not healthy at all. And when people are starting to get healthy, oh my God, we have to talk about that. And when people are starting to get healthy, then a lot of times they cut things like alcohol, soda, and things like that out of their consumption regime. This is so crazy. I saw somebody post about this, and I thought he died. So
please tell me he's still an Expedia rep, and they're going to also capitalize on that. If if everyone's going to space, like
William Shatner is going to space, y'all. This is not. We're not making this up.
A William Shatner Expedia commercial, because he used to be that rep.
I didn't even have to type it out. I just had to type WIL, and there it is. There's live updates. What?
Like right? Like when is this? Just like, is it?
Listen, I know that
So who's he going with? Like, which billionaire sending him?
I know that he is first of all, this man is 90.
Priceline. Thank you, sister. Sorry.
90. 90. He's not
going to make it back. When he gets back, his bones are going to. Sorry.
Literally, they're doing live coverage, or they said they were.
Is he going to shot space right now?
Okay. It said that he took the trip already.
Oh, what?
This is so weird. Okay. So I guess they just shot him up, and then he like crossed the thing, and then anyways, it was like 11 minutes.
Oh, okay.
He was with three other passengers. He was the oldest. And then he's like excited about it. Is super excited.
Of course.
Here's the thing. Can y'all stop spending your money on going to space? And
it's gone before.
Do you, there's so much. I mean, I know he's a beloved, and he's gonna die soon. Great for your experience. I mean, probably not soon. 90? I hope not soon. He's 90.
Dang.
Where no man has gone before. I mean, it is very, beautiful and cliched and whatever, but like we don't have decades left with this planet, okay? Like, we don't have many decades left. We don't have that. with this planet, and he's just one human being, and there are million, billion, I don't know, lots of us here that have to live on this planet. And when, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't imagine, and probably because I don't imagine it's never going to happen, but maybe I'll start imagining that I'm going to be as wealthy as Elon Musk one day, because if I ever have the money like Elon Musk has the money, I wanted to go into researching how we can survive here. And part of it is not like individualistic, right? It's corporations. It's got, you gotta.
So with that, I don't understand, like, obviously, you know, these corporations that are allowed to be considered, you know, a vote in something, but yet we can't. They
because
are
the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said that they have rights like we have rights.
They have rights. So, you know, but at the same time, it's like those corporations that are sucking this planet dry are not reinvesting in its rejuvenation, and therefore, you know, you can't just keep sucking away from something and not expect that if you don't replenish it that it will just die. Like, and it's selfish. Humans are selfish.
And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. I said we don't have decades left with this planet. This planet will destroy us to survive.
Oh, yeah.
You understand? We don't have a chance.
We
will be destroyed.
Mother Nature will.
Ask the dinosaurs, okay? And they was just living their lives. They didn't even have corporations.
What is it? So there's a headline out there somewhere in regard to humans being around I don't know. I know this sounds stupid, and I'm like, I don't have it in front of me, so I'm just like spewing bullshit.
Are you talking about that guy that says we lived with dinosaurs?
Something like that, yes.
There's a guy. I think he's a Florida man. He says that we lived in the same time as dinosaurs, that we lived amongst each other, that there was us and there was them. And it sounds crazy. And now there's a whole TV show where somebody falls through a sinkhole in the earth and ends up in prehistoric times with dinosaurs.
I mean, isn't that movie with what's his name? The travel
Man?
Journey. Yes, thank you. Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Was Encino Man? Brendan Fraser was.
Brendan Fraser played the remake of Journey to the, or I don't even know if I have the freaking title right.
The Flintstones.
But don't kid yourself, people. It may be that there's just a big old blast and we do not have internet. You think about we didn't have Wi-Fi yesterday for all night, and I kept looking at our iPad being like, why don't we have Wi-Fi? I'm like, got to use the videos that are in your cache. The
80s. Welcome back.
You know, and she's like,
welcome back.
And she's okay with watching things over and over and over and over again. But without Wi-Fi, she's like, I can't watch the other things that I want to watch over and over again.
Right, because those are saved.
So eventually, all this 5G is going to kill us all. That's all I have to say. I'm going to get my new 5G phone, and it's
brain cancer. Here we come. It's frustrating to live on this planet because you can't escape it. Like, there's no escaping the things that are murdering us.
I think people do it on a level. There are people that step away.
I mean, like, you can go off the grid, right? You would have to like literally be off the grid to stay away from a lot of this stuff.
Yes. And I wonder how many
real life,
how many spaces and places there are like that nowadays. Because even with people going to remote places,
I think we're going to come to a place of this. I notice more and more that, they've got whole Facebook pages dedicated to this, that people are living in their vans and in their cars.
Yes.
They're just making a life like that. And it used to be that only, like, I had a professor that told us that she did that, and we were like, what? Crazy, right?
That's out there, man.
That's
oh my God.
crazy. And she was like, yeah, we lived in our, van or truck or whatever for over a couple of years. Now it's so commonplace. Everybody's buying a van. I want one. I want to buy a van, but I want to do it because I want to travel for our adventures and our ventures. And I want a place to have, like, be able to travel like that. But these are people's long-term living arrangements. And it's not just like a few people now, it's a lot of people doing this.
I saw one person put out a question of, she's like, not this yet, but wondering, how many of y'all do it? And she's like, as a family with small children or even pregnant and then having a baby and, living in a van, and, everyone kind of weighed in. And I mean, I even saw one post, maybe the same or within the same day, but a girl was like, I really like being on this group and the positivity. And she's like, but I just also want to put it out there for others. So, that it's not all about privilege and capability. She's like, I lost my home due to X, Y, and Z, and her situation sucked, and why she ended up, homeless and in a van or living out of her car. And then, but she's like, and I've thrived with it and I've rolled with it and I've grown from it. She's like, but I struggled.
Right.
I didn't get to do, this wasn't like, build out my van the way I want to. And, be in,
no, it was like, find a way.
Situations. It was like, you have to do this, figure it out. And now that she's doing it, and now that she's settled, she can reflect on it. But she also wanted to, it's not, just,
it's not just cupcakes and rainbows. It's not at all.
No.
And it's dangerous for women who do it solo too. So keep that in mind. Well, shit, it's dangerous for women who do it with their significant others, apparently. But so just keep that in mind. But the reason I was bringing it up is because I think that we're evolving to this place where we're going to be more nomadic and not maybe have access to these types of conveniences and necessities. And so just kind of living off the land and off of there. I think I say we're evolving. It's a little bit of a like regression in our, because this is where we started from, is being more nomadic and living off of the land. So I think that more people are going to do it. It's just going to be a different way of doing it, which is why it's an evolution. But it's interesting to see, and you're right. It's not always about privilege. We see a lot of those stories where they're like, I'm living my best life, but some people have no choice at all. Like, this is what I can afford to do. Yeah. And they're not living in vans. They're living in like cars.
They're
like
they're Ford Taurus. They're Geo Metro. Like
what? And I mean, they are so innovative. And I think a little bit of it too is that we need to reach back to our roots, into those tribal roots that we really need, and stop expecting our children to just go live on their own with no life skills at all.
Yeah, we talk about
before their brains are even fully developed. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why we have people. Yeah, this part of it too.
We're allowed to send them into war.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. There's a lot to unpack there.
There is, and
a lot to unpack. We just went into a different direction I wasn't really expecting to go, but that's
work Wednesday,
I love it.
Whatever we want day.
I love a whatever you want day. I love just talking and veering into the conversation without having to stay strictly on subject matter,
Dude, I opened up the first page. It's like about me. Like I am.
That's why I needed help. That's why I needed you to do it too.
Like right off the bat, it's like I am I believe. I'm like, oh.
So what we're doing what we're doing, the first page, first of all, says this journal belongs to, and I feel like I could fill that part out with confidence. So I'm gonna put.
I didn't see that page. I skipped right over it.
I'm gonna put Canna Queen here. That's who this journal belongs to. So what we're doing is that it could have been my husband. It could have been, but somebody purchased this book for me. It's called Business Minded, and it's this like journal, and it has all these things to fill out so that you can kind of organize your thoughts and get into your business mind and like have everything written down. So you really think about all of the parts of the business that you don't normally think about, because like both of us are artistically minded. And so there are things like the accounting pieces and stuff like that we're like, hey, we're going to pass that off to you, because
I can do spreadsheets, but that's about as far as it goes.
Yeah. So it's just like, this helps us kind of get organized and then also express ourselves to the individuals that we've, connected with or are involved with that are helping us on our journey. So shout out to my husband for doing most of the admin stuff.
Thank you, husband.
Yeah. You are now
so
also.
I ordered me one. We found it on, what was it? What did they, $60?
This book was incredibly expensive. I was like, who spent $65 on this? But you did not. You did not spend that much.
I did not. I spent $8 on it. And it has a slight crease in it, which I'm going to try and tell myself does not bug me. And I paid $8 for it. So
nice. You can iron it out a little bit or something.
It definitely was one of those things where it sat like this, like with another thing on top of it, bent. And it's seriously only the first 30 pages, but still.
Let me ask y'all this question. See, this is why I have a hard time with stuff like this. And this is why I think that on Work Wednesdays, we should come on here and like fill out at least one page with our audience, because maybe y'all
share our answers. That's I guess.
I mean, we don't have to share answers if we don't want to, if they're like too personal. But also I have this question and I would like to know, how do I answer this question? This is the About Me page. So page 1, I'm already like, what do I do here?
I know.
All right. So my current age, I can do that part. 32.
Like, I don't even know. Like, I probably put the wrong number in there. But
then it says, this is all it says.
I am.
I am. What is, how do we answer that question? I am.
Stumped me. I know. Like, I am female. I am Korean. I am me. I am I.
Do I just?
Isn't that
do I just feel, and it's a really open, there's a really like, can you guys see that? It's really open space. So it could be like a freedom thing where we could just
do whatever the frank you want.
Write all of the things like, is this where I put all of the descriptors?
Yes. Because I mean, it goes into, I mean, of course I'm an idiot and I'm a dork. It says, I believe I can.
Yeah, you skipped all the way to the bottom.
I read all of the questions, but because the I am freaking freaked me out and was like, okay, I'm going to go see what the other 3 are. So I'm having a little anxiety. So I can gauge my response.
I'm having a little anxiety about I am. So
I am skipping this question.
I am not interested in answering this bullshit right here. I am. I mean, what is the first? Okay. This is how well I know myself. This is perfect. And so let's start simple. I am Do we start technically simple, or do we start?
I mean, that's the easiest. I mean, if we're being technical, I mean, I'm female, I'm Asian, I am
Okay. Do I have to put that I'm white? Because I don't really like that as a descriptor for me.
no, you can
It's
put
my
whatever
book.
you
I
want.
could do what I
You
want.
can do
Yeah.
whatever you want. It's Work Wednesday and you can do whatever you want.
I'm just saying that if I describe myself to others, it's not the first, like, I'm like, hey, I'm a white girl. No, it's like,
I know it's the easiest thing if I am meeting a stranger, be like, I am Asian. It probably is the first identifying factor.
I think we were talking earlier about white culture, which some people think that doesn't exist, but it does exist in part. And we were talking about that earlier. And the thing is that doesn't feel unique to me, as you know. And I think it could be a piece of my privilege. Y'all could tell me if it is. But that wasn't something that I was like, I never felt like it was like, I don't know, I'm just not attached to it. Does that make sense? It doesn't feel like growing up. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. And growing up, I always envied people who were different than me. So I always envied the black girl in my class, or the couple of black girls in my class. And remember, I grew up in the 80s. Okay, so it is what it is. Life happened that way. I grew up I feel like I was in middle school where I met this girl. I don't remember things in my childhood very distinctly, just to be clear, but I do remember this girl, and I remember that she was black and Korean, and I was in love. Literally, like, I needed to be her friend. I wanted to know everything about her life. I was so envious. She was so beautiful to me, And so, like, for me to say, like, this is my descriptor of me, I'm not attached to it.
Yeah. I mean, you could say I am a redhead or I am fierce. I mean,
I do have red hair by choice.
Yeah, I would if I could look good as a redhead, I would have red hair. I freaking love redheads, and I do like my new practitioner, his woman is a beautiful redhead.
Like natural redhead?
Like natural, like she's like, it looks natural. I mean, it's not like, yeah, it looks natural.
It's a natural looking redhead.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Okay. My mom is
got
a natural
the complexion.
redhead.
Yeah, she's got the complexion and everything for it as well. Like it, it fits her, and she's like,
my mom's a natural redhead. And when I let my hair do its own thing, it's actually a like medium brown kind of thing going on, I would say, and then, or like a light brown even. But then when the sun hits it, you can see the red in my hair that I inherited from my mother. And you can also see the silver in my hair when I don't.
Yeah, there's a lot more taking over. Like, I have a few nice little, and if it grows in properly, I will have some badass highlights because it'll just grow in streaks. And
oh, we're manifesting that. We're manifesting how your hair is going to grow.
How it is, it's like boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, boop. No, it's all going to come together. It's going to be fine. It's not fair that generally speaking, men can definitely do the gray thing and let that happen, and it's considered, and I would agree, very attractive.
Oh, the whole salt and pepper thing.
Yeah, but it's more difficult because, like, women are not allowed to age in our society.
No, but I one of my best friends in Florida, her mom has gorgeous silver hair, and all the girls are like, like, it's just beautiful, like perfectly, like that beautiful silver white. And then Our friend that joined us today, I was like, "Oh my goodness, your hair is gorgeous!" And because she,
so 420 Jeep Girl, shout out. Let her know I shouted her out. Maybe she will come visit us on a podcast or listen to us later on the Spotify, iTunes or Google Podcasts. But yeah, she came through today, and her hair is so beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. Love.
But yeah, so if that starts happening, I'll be all right with that.
I'm into it. I want to go fully gray at some point in my life. I do, but not yet. We not there yet. So there's that. Audrey says that her hair's been dyed for so long she doesn't remember what shade of brown it was. The only reason I know what shade of brown my hair is because my roots let me know in no uncertain terms that this is what color your hair is supposed to be, and this silver is natural.
Yes.
So yeah, but now, I mean, my hairstylist is like, you cannot stop with the red. Like, she's like, we're not going back dark. I was dark, like I always do the wrong side, but like the side of my head, I was dark before the red.
Yeah, I remember when you had the black with the red streak.
With the red streak, yeah.
Yep.
So that's the first descriptor that I wrote for myself, is just red. I think it fits. I like literally wrote a poem about a boy, may he rest in peace, called Red, when I was in my 20s, late 20s probably. I loved and still love him with all my heart. So he was my first experience into how passionate that color can be. So that's it. That's my favorite. It's my favorite color. That's why I wear it on my lips and on my head. So that's what I wrote for my first descriptor.
There you go. Mine is still blank. Hey, Trisha.
What's up? I will also say something else. I know this is a business book, but this is about me. So one of the things that I love about me is that I find myself and a little bit, or maybe a lot, androgynous, and I really love that. So I feel like that feels good to me. So I'm going to write that down.
Okay.
I don't think I spelled that right, but it's fine. It's my book.
Yeah, no wrong answers. No one's correcting our shit. No red pens. Should be writing this in green instead of pencil, but I can't lean over and find my green pen. No, I'm just joking. I don't think it's in there.
I am writing in a regular pen, but it broke, but it's my little marijuana pen.
Your leaf.
I have it still. I just have to find a really strong glue. Yeah. So this is a fun exercise of getting to know ourselves. I don't know if we're going to be able to fill out this whole page, but we're going to try to do something about it. What is the I am from? Is it like they want a location?
That's like a whole thing. Like, where are you from? Really?
I have that's a loaded question for me.
Well, so is mine.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I got a whole
valid point.
Like I got a whole freaking circle map.
Oh yeah. So I just wrote 3 things down for the I am, and I feel like we could go back and fill more in.
Yeah.
So it's a good start.
I did 3.
So my born place. Oh no, I'm not giving y'all my bank information.
What?
You know how they say, where were you born?
Oh.
Like, what is your mother's maiden name? That's what they're trying to fill out here. They're trying to get.
Yeah, in our written.
Yeah. This is the safest actually place to put this.
Yeah. Till you forget that we had it because we stored it away because we finished it. Let's see.
I'm a military brat though, so.
Oh yeah.
It's like I don't really have a from place. I'm just like, I mean, I know where I was born, and I know I've been in a lot of places, seen a lot of faces.
I don't know the words.
Oh man. Hey, sweetheart, are you listening? Because if you are, I'm definitely going to need a to-go something for when I jump off of this podcast. Because I am hungry. Sometimes he's listening.
All right. Put my by way of. Yep, I'm here. By way of here. By way in.
I'm here, and I cracked a hip. I fractured a hip on the way in.
Stay here.
And it's a proud shining moment in my history. I feel like I left in battle and I was mad and I was coming through in battle or something. Like I was like,
I locked the door. My roommate's trying to get in and I can't get up to let her in. So sorry.
Sorry, you're gonna have to.
And then my dog's gonna get up and say hi to her. Okay.
Okay. I have always dreamed. I have always dreamed because it's actually a well-known trait of mine. I'm a dreamer. Like John Lennon.
Was
he a Pisces too?
As well.
Hey, roommate. What have y'all always dreamed about doing? And do you do that thing? Is the question. That's the question.
I have always dreamed of traveling. I would say that one of my and I've done so little of it. I mean, I've done it locally, and I mean in terms of the United States, but I remember as a child someone asking me like, what did I want to do when I grow up? And everyone's like, oh, I want to be. I'm like, oh, I want to travel. My parents were like, what? And then, same thing with, I want to be an artist. And they're like, you can't be a starving artist. And so.
Can you sing, Audrey? Do you have the vocal
yes, she
ability?
Yes. I'm sorry.
She does. So do you sing publicly or I'm just curious.
She has a beautiful voice.
I'm always, I mean, I know, you know what the thing is that we hold our own selves back because we don't have the confidence sometimes, or you know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder, so what's holding you back? So let's do it. Let's make you a performer. Let's do it. You need some training. Okay. Well, you can start training yourself, right? You can start like training your voice yourself and working on that yourself. And then what? And then you start promoting yourself on TikTok or something like that.
Singing. I've seen some of your stuff. You sing. I know you sing. I know you have things.
I also dream of traveling, but it's because I have already experienced the traveling and I know that I just love it. Because my parents were in the military, so I traveled around a lot when I was a kid.
I think that's probably where, maybe the idea stemmed from. My dad, as an engineer, he traveled internationally and a lot for work. And so that's what I remember a lot of when he was working. He was away and he'd write letters to, us and family and everything. So yeah, I think that's kind of maybe where it was sparked, or just the idea of being the kind of dreamer that I've always been and always kind of had this imagination of other places. And yeah.
I'm encouraging you to start retraining your voice and start preparing for a performance. Let's figure out where you can perform.
Oh,
it's 4:20 on the West Coast.
Perform on the Cannabis Closet. We'll do a little tiny desk concert kind of deal, like NPR does, and it'll be Cannabis Closet.
Can we be sued for that?
I'm not saying it. We won't steal their name, but we will do a tiny desk-esque, thing.
Yeah.
Tiny podcast.
Tiny.
No, it'd be totally different. But I mean, I love NPR and their tiny desk concerts. That's why I say it.
I think you're right. I mean, yeah, let's figure out how to do this and we'll get you performing. But I also would like to try to figure out how to get her a live performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and then same thing. We'll get Snoop on here for the show. And
woo woo woo, Snoop Dogg. My friend Snoop Dogg. I will literally introduce him as my friend when he comes on this show, because he doesn't know it, but we've been friends for a very long time. He just has to meet me. As soon as
we've been friends since our past lives, friend.
Yeah, like as soon as he meets me, he's gonna know, absolute and without question, that we are friends. And I'm not trying to infringe on other friendships, because listen, I believe that everybody has lots of friends for lots of reasons.
There's enough friendships.
There's enough love to go around. That's true. We'll be dope. We're friends. We're friends. As soon as he figures that out, I'll put you in contact with him, and y'all could maybe he could like y'all could do a thing together. Y'all could on the Tiny Desk concert. There you go. Look. And this is what I dream of.
We're manifesting things, y'all. You want to just put some things out there, like, what else we putting out there? Because we know we are dang capable of making things happen.
Absolutely. So. I would like to hear Audrey sing, though. I'm excited for this, and we should make it happen. So you got to start practicing right now. We're gonna make it happen. And then you could come to some of the events that we go to and like sing to get people to come to the booth and buy our products. And that'll be your first performings. Not first, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean,
I want to say to you guys, you can do anything you want to do. Like ask yourself a question when you say, what have I always dreamed of doing? And then you say that thing and you dream about doing that thing. Ask yourself, why am I not doing that thing? What is keeping me from doing that thing? What is it? It's most likely something inside, like there's something that's you're holding back. You're holding back, and you just gotta listen. I'm listening to my own advice. I'm gonna have to listen to the playback on this, because literally, I hold myself back a lot. We talk about this from time to time.
Well, I mean, yes,
unintentionally.
Yeah. I've never, when I've ever asked myself, like, what do I want to be when I grow up? What do I dream of? I have general answers, but I've never been specific about my, answers or, whatever. I don't say my specificities out loud. Right. And so that's what I feel like this is asking of me, or what all the work we've been doing and talking and manifesting is and the affirming is doing is breaking down the actual specificities, breaking, like being specific and detailed and direct about what I want.
Exactly. The part that, listen, I am figuring out that part right there is the hardest part, because most of us, myself included, don't know exactly what we want because we're afraid of exactly what we want.
We're, we think it's silly to say out loud what exactly that we want. And I think that that's the hurdle that I'm finally over, is just saying out loud what I want. I want, that I want to be as wealthy in my bank account as I am in my, life, in my friendships, in my, surroundings. And I'm like, I need that to be just as much so I can keep on doing what we're doing and being able to, share and, give back. And so the more that I have in my bank account, the more that I can give back in the ways, in the physical world,
exactly.
And so that's where I'm like, okay, I know I need to be specific about what my dreams and desires are. I know I can make them happen.
Yes.
I know that, I'm capable, and, and then going into and telling myself that, oh shit, to make these things happen, I can't just say, oh, I'm going to say it over and over and over and it's going to happen.
Gotta actually
those actions that support it. What are the actions that support it? And that's where my many, 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 many lists.
Okay, so that's the second hard part. But it's really about, it really is about focusing and knowing what you want and then getting it. And I've always been really good at that, actually. And so I need to focus on the fact that I am very good at that. And yeah, exciting. We have one more question to answer. Did we answer okay, so I put helping others and I also put traveling, but I've always wanted to have a career where I help somebody. So when I was like young, until I realized what this exactly entailed, I wanted to be a veterinarian like my whole young childhood life. I wanted to be a veterinarian, but then I realized it was gross. I can't do gross.
For real. More gross than cuteness.
Yeah, it's so much more gross than cuteness. And so I have to figure out other ways to help people. So yeah, like I want to help people. And that's what I feel like we do with education. I feel like that's what we do with the products that we're looking at to make available. And yeah, so I'm happy to do that. And then traveling, well, of course, I'm just nomadic by nature because I never spent much time in one place. I don't have like long-term memories in any in any spaces.
See, and that's where I am different, is that, I mean, I like set up shop. Like I've been in my space here for 8 years, and I don't own this bitch. Like,
I mean, like now I've been here for a long time, but like when I was younger, like there are childhood friends that I don't have connection with anymore because it was the 80s. Yeah. And we were military families, and I got pictures of rando people in a box that I remember being great friends with. We spent every week together. We spent so much time together. We were in school together. We got in fights and we made up. And there was this one friend that I had when I lived, I think, in Newport News, Virginia, when I was a kid, and her name was Joy, and she was Jewish. And I remember that one year her mom let me celebrate with them, and it was like the coolest thing ever. And yeah, it was like, stuff like that. Like that's the stuff I got to experience. But then I lost that friendship, because time and
right. And I remember just the move from Oklahoma to Florida, and I still remember certain my neighbors, we lived in the same house, the whole time that I was there for 10 years.
Right.
And Yeah, so I am connected on Facebook with a couple of my neighbors that used to, that were my best friends. And that only came recently in the past couple of years. Funny enough, there's this one girl that I remember from my class, from my 5th grade class, and she was the only other person of color in our class aside from me. And I looked her up, and I think I found her, and she lives in Colorado. Yeah, totally. And I friend requested her, but I never got a message back. I even sent a message like, "Hey, you may not even remember me. It's from 5th grade, but I do. Like I remember your name and you." And and I never heard back. But and others that I met, kind of in my 20s and living in Orlando, I met a bunch of cool people that were a little bit younger than me, but totally when I left Orlando, I picked up and I left. I didn't, give any kind of going away anything. It was just like those people were gone. So I remember their first names. I remember this one girl who I worked with, and she wanted to be Tinkerbell at Disney. Like she was tiny.
I hope she reached that goal.
She was, a little pint-sized thing. I think she's still like, even though her tininess, she was still voluptuous. She did not fit their criteria for that position. We looked into it. Trust, she looked into it, and she was cute as a button. But I don't remember. I remember her, but I don't remember her last name.
Oh, well, maybe she'll catch the podcast somewhere. You'll hear it, and then maybe I don't know. You never know what happens. This is small world. I do have some friends from childhood that I'm Facebook friends with. I'm gonna tell this last story, and then we're gonna probably wrap up because gotta
I know an hour flew by. And I don't think we got any work done.
We did some work. I believe I can is the last. Feel like work. I guess that's why
it didn't feel like work. So I'm like, oh yeah.
So I was on Facebook. It was when we first moved here. It was like a few years after we first moved here. We were still in the condo, and I look at my Facebook, and there's a message from a girl with a name that it could not be anybody else. Her and her sister had the most unique names. I'm not going to say them on the air because I haven't had permission to share identities and stuff, but they have the most unique names. And so I was like, what? Crazy, right? And so I open it, and it's like people from my childhood, like two different sisters. So one says sisters, another says sisters. They had connected, and then they found me, and then we all were connected.
That's cool.
So I keep up with stuff that they're doing, and I could see their kids and stuff. It's kind of crazy, because we were little kids, like middle school and shit.
Right.
So, but I will tell you, this connection was so important. It was made years before, but in 2018, I want to say, was when I did that road trip, right? We did this road trip, and my car broke down several times, and we got it fixed several times. But then by the time we got to Salt Lake City, it was done. There was no more putting any more money into this. It would cost us more than the car was worth, and blah, blah, blah. So one of those friends is in Salt Lake City, and she sees my Facebook post about it, and she comes to my rescue. She gets us food. She brings she took me to go pick up food or whatever.
Right.
And then she pulls me and my husband aside, because we're about to buy a new car. We're at the dealership. We're buying a new car. And she pulls us aside, and she goes, if you can't get a good deal on this car, I will drive you home.
To Durango
from Salt Lake City. And I was like, wow. Yo, you can't, she was there when we needed her and everything. And I love this girl, and we don't talk a whole lot, but I remember her from childhood. We one of the few people I remember from my childhood were her sister, and the other two sisters that I reconnected with. Those are the people that are really stuck in my head.
Yeah.
And honestly, we all went through our trauma together, and I feel like that's why. So I didn't feel so alone in that group of friends. But yeah, I'm so glad that we reconnected. And it's one of the few long-term relationships from my childhood that I have. They're the few that I have, because like I said, I was just all over the place.
Yeah, that's cool that they found you. I mean, you do have a unique name, so I think that, that helps. If anyone remembers that my name was spelled oddly and that I'm Asian with a Spanish last name, it's okay. But I did connect with a few of my friends, but the thing about that is a lot of them were Mormon. I had my best friends were Mormon. I did connect with one of the peoples, and I'm sure they were probably got a few of my posts, and then we're like, oh, we're gonna unfollow her.
If they stayed with the religion. A lot of us don't, though. Like, a lot of people our age are just done with religion.
I feel like the Mormon religion, I almost, I had 2 opportunities in my life where I was surrounded, and they were close people to me that they were friends. I was very close with them, and not was immersed in the religion, but attended, Sunday things.
Yeah, saw what they did.
Yeah, Monday family nights. That were mandatory. Like, it was a thing, and so it was very family driven, and so that was something that obviously was just awesome and cool, and game night, woo! So, but yeah, I haven't connected with my best, the best friend. At one time, we, right before she got married, I think I got a wedding announcement, and then that's when I went off the rails into my 19 and 20s.
Yeah. Okay.
And no longer was that okay, I am not getting married or move. Yeah, that was not my direction, and so those cause splits too. So, Work Wednesday, good job. Nice. I believe I can make all my dreams and desires come to fruition, and I have my dreams and desires starting to break out into their little areas, so I can be more specific about them.
I'm going to have to work on my I believe, but I'll have it for you by Monday.
I believe in you.
Thank you. I believe in you too.
If
you guys have any topics you want us to discuss, or you want to chat with us about something interesting on Work Wednesdays, cannabiscloset420@gmail.com is where you can find us. You can also come hang out with us on Discord. Let me grab that invite for you guys real quick.
Discord, we're there in the mornings usually. We're talking, sometimes we're on there as early as 7 a.m. Mountain Time. You do not have to work out with us. That is not at all. But just if you are up that early, or if you're on the East Coast and it's you're just getting your day going as well, come join us for coffee and a joint and a workout and a chat. We pretty much chill. Just well, I don't have any. I did put makeup on today, but I have a weird hair thing going on, so I keep touching my head, as I didn't realize this must be the side I slept on. So it's super flat.
I just got my hair done, so I have the privilege of not having flyaway hair. You guys can catch us after the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, and anywhere that you listen to your favorite podcasts. Obviously, those of you that are here can see, but those of you who are listening after the show, we go live every Monday and Wednesday at 4:20 Mountain Standard Time on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. You can find us on those 3 platforms. We'd love to have you in the comment section. And we're trying to get our Instagram up to 1,000 followers. We're doing a giveaway at 1,000 followers. Name it to claim it. Little bubbler.
Little duder.
So let's get us to 1,000. And I think that's everything. We didn't really do any advertising today, but if you or anybody you know needs some rehabbing, we are the ladies to call. CQ LLC, Cannabis Consulting, Customer Service, CQLLC@gmail.com. 970-426-5985 is where you can reach us.
And we can consult on many different aspects of your business, from front of house, back of house, licensing. We're here for y'all.
Beginning, in the middle,
to
don't
the
want
end.
it to be. You don't want it to be to the end, so you call us.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys, be nice to yourselves, please. Make sure that you put your mask on before assisting others.
Cultivate love. We all deserve it. Love yourself if no one else can.
Stay lifted, everybody. I don't know where I put my lighter, but I'm staying lifted too. I promise. There's one. I got it.
All right. Love you all. Thank you all so much for joining us on Work Wednesday.
See you on Monday.
See you on Monday.